Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right, let's do it. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation. He'll be back later this week. Okay, soccer's done. Maybe that's why Scott took vacation at this time, so he could just revel in it for a little bit.
Right, he needs the afterglow of the World Cup.
Probably not. No, he's still watching baseball.
Yes.
All right, let's start with Rubio.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was a very violent weekend in the Middle East as the bombings are continuing. We lost 2 service members in Jordan due to an Iranian strike there. Tyler James Feehan, 25 years old, and Isabella Gonzalez, 19. She's from Carrollton, Texas. Tyler is from Hawaii. Very sad development to learn about. And it's like, okay, the negotiations are done, right?
Oh, yeah.
They have to be at this point. You got the Houthis telling Saudi Arabia they can't ship oil out now. It's like, who are you? You got little, like, rowboats, basically.
It's very frustrating watching this unfold, especially when you think you're getting close to some sort of deal, but the people with the guns in Iran are the ones that make the decisions.
Yep. And so Marco Rubio was asked, he's in Manila right now for a conference with Asian nations. And, well, he was asked, hey, is the it's almost a funny question here, given all of the tragedies that have occurred over the last few days. But is the MOU done, the Memorandum of Understanding, Secretary of State Marco Rubio?
Yeah.
Well, they're not complying with it. I mean, the straits are supposed to be open, free of tolls, free of attack, free of all the things they're doing against these ships. So you can't have an MOU that's alive if they're violating the terms of it. What I will say is that the United States always remains open to a diplomatic solution. We've tried multiple times with Iran, and we'll continue to try. If that door opens, we'll be happy to see it open. But and they continue to send signals that they want to talk, that they want to negotiate, but their behavior is what we're responding to. And their behavior is they're launching missiles and drones against ships, including tonight.
And how long can they say, well, they're just rogue actors, you know?
Right.
What
they
are we
can't.
supposed to do? No.
Yeah, I think before any real sit-down occurs, you need to have people in leadership positions in Iran literally going out in the public and saying, we want a negotiation. That's it.
Exactly. Can you imagine a system where Trump would go out and say, okay, we want to make peace with whatever country, yet our military leaders like, I don't think so.
Yeah,
We're going to
right.
go bomb them again.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're looking at. It's just kind of crazy. Unlike anything we've seen. Okay, so you got that going on. And then RFK Jr. making news. And, man, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think this is an important story to keep out there, and RFK Jr. is doing a good job, the head of HHS, on keeping this out there. He was on a podcast called Fly Zone USA. I've never heard of it before, but he was on it, and he was talking about the migrant children that were lost by his agency under the Biden administration.
Okay.
They lost track of 375,000 kids. We're now finding them. We found about 137,000 of them, but, a lot of them you just can't find. There was about 60 kids who were sent to one address. When we looked at that address, it was a container, a steel container in the middle of a parking lot. And that's what the Biden administration was doing. It was just allowing these sex traffickers and other kind of traffickers. A lot of them were sent to work at slaughterhouses and.
Well, time out for a second. Just the fact it's sent to a steel container.
Yeah.
And that was never checked out.
No, it wasn't. That was the address that was provided, and it was a shipping container.
Right. So no one checks it out. Mm-hmm. We're just going to trust these people.
Yeah.
That they're telling the truth. That's insanity.
Yeah, and it all comes down to, and he said it in a different portion of the interview, where Joe Biden didn't want to be blamed for kids in cages. And so it's like, get the kids out of detention centers and detention facilities and just get them out as quickly as possible. Also, they didn't have any room for anybody anymore because, I mean, you had a sizable chunk of people coming across the border every single month.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you're just running out of bed space at some point. The number of kids, when you bring it up, 375,000, that's more than the population of the city of Pittsburgh, the city proper.
It's unbelievable.
And
the fact that so many people in the country doesn't even know that it ever happened. Mm-hmm. Or if they hear about it, they're already thinking, oh, yeah, that's just like a right-wing conspiracy. That's not real. All to avoid being the guy that had kids in cages. Mm-hmm. So it was all about politics instead of about just protecting kids.
Yes.
It's just disgusting.
Picking fruits in the fields and doing these other kind of...
Slaves.
They were slaves. And so we stop that. Now everybody who comes in has to validate the relationship. We DNA test them to make sure they're related to that kid.
Right.
We check their employment records. We check their salaries, what they got in the bank. We check their driver's license, and nobody gets a kid unless we know that is the kid's parent or relative.
Good job.
None of that was done during the Biden administration, and it's a huge, huge tragedy. They became the biggest child trafficker in the world. My agency was the single biggest child trafficker in the world.
Wow.
And there's a good chance that the guy who at least nominally oversaw this is going to be the next governor of California, Javier Becerra.
That's right.
And, he's always said, well, these are MAGA media talking points. I'm like, okay, so an inspector general, the New York Times, and the Trump administration all agree that 375,000 some odd kids went missing. We lost track of them. Mm-hmm. They all agree. All those three different separate factions all agree on it. But Javier is the only guy telling the truth. Give me a break.
When we don't have an honest media to report it outside of conservative media, to be honest. And yes, I know that's slanted too, but at least the story gets out there.
Yeah.
Okay, more on that a little bit later. So at least now you have to show proper ID to get these kids, to show that you're a relative.
Yes.
And it's been brought up again with ID. You need it for so many different things, but apparently not voting.
Right, not voting. You need a valid form of identification to get the never-ending pasta pass at Olive Garden.
It's true.
but not to vote in a federal election, apparently.
Correct.
Yeah. I thought this was funny. I know you saw it too. Democrat Senator Mark Warner. Boy, he actually got owned by John Carl on ABC.
He did.
Who was asking why Democrats are opposed to what is not controversial, and that is mandatory photo ID.
Yes.
Is this something that Democrats should get behind?
We have
80-some% of Americans, 71% of Democrats say they favor this?
You know what? In Virginia, we have voter ID and photo ID. I got to show my...
That's actually not the case. I mean, I'm a Virginia voter. You don't need to show a photo ID in Virginia.
Uh-oh!
Oh, no.
Warner's like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Wait, huh?
Huh? Okay, go ahead.
There are a wide range of things you can show for ID, and if you don't show one of those, you can sign an affidavit saying
sign an
attesting.
affidavit,
But so it's not required.
And those become ballots that, if you want to contest later, can be contested.
Okay.
But you do have a variety of documents, but we have voter ID of one form or another.
But should that be a national standard? That you have to show an ID?
The irony here would be the case. If you can show any photo that is government stamped, would be fine. Certain states will say, we're going to let you show your NRA gun license, but you can't show your student ID.
Yeah. That's the weakest argument, and they keep trotting it out there from time to time.
Yeah.
It's a student ID is not a government-issued ID. You want to have a concealed carry license? Mm-hmm. You're getting fingerprinted. You're getting background checked by the FBI. DHS is going to take a look at your record as well to make sure that you are who you say you are.
Right.
Yeah, that's a pretty secure form of identification. In fact, it's actually based on rejection rates throughout multiple states. It's actually more difficult to get your concealed carry license than it is, even in a place like Texas, than it is to get a driver's license.
Dude, they're sunk on this argument.
Yes.
You just heard it. meandering around. That is what Scott Robbins calls McGurkin.
Yes.
Just nonsense. Well, there's lots of ID because he really doesn't know. All he knows is he's got to go out there and say, well, this is like Jim Crow 2.0 or some BS, that it's racist to ask people to show ID to proof of citizenship to vote. Again, man, people agree on this. Democrats agree, but they won't do it. Why? Because they want to cheat.
They want to cheat, yeah. And he's saying, oh, yeah, you can contest these affidavit-signed ballots later. All right, the problem is by the time you figure out that this was an illegally cast ballot, in some cases it can be 2 years after the election. That's not a remedy.
Exactly. That's just something that you can say to allow you to cheat.
Right.
Huh. All right, it's Mashup Monday. We need some entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
We need some fun.
Man,
what do you have for us today?
This is like a hard rock version of Marvin Gaye right now. It's Five Finger Death Punch, The Bleeding, meets Let's Get It On.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it.
Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Let's love, baby. Woo. There's nothing wrong with me loving you, baby. No, and giving yourself to me.
All right, time out.
Yeah.
This is a weird one.
Yes,
this is
it
one
is.
of the weirdest ones. It's very interesting.
Yes.
And having heard that Marvin Gaye song, I don't know how many times. And I know Five Finger Death Punch is like a hard rock metal band.
Yeah.
But it sounds a little emo here. So it's almost like if you were doing some sort of sad sexy time playlist, this would be on there.
This is what the emo kids put on when they're getting ready to,
Get busy?
get busy with themselves in an AI chatbot.
Maybe. That's what it sounds like, yes.
If the love is true, oh baby. Come on, darling.
Wow. Yeah, if some young loser is fantasizing about their AI girlfriend or something.
Yes, exactly.
All right, who's responsible for putting that one together?
That's another one from Bill McClintock.
Wow, dude. Again, we've got to interview that guy at some point in time. It'd be a fascinating conversation, I'm sure. All right, there is a lot to get to. The Democratic Socialists are taking over. It's like more evidence every day of the Democratic Party. And the 5 stories we're watching today, coming right up.
Asthma symptoms can attack anywhere, like on a city street. Now, you can get fast relief anywhere with new improved Primatene Mist, the only FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. So whether you need relief of symptoms at the park or at your kitchen table, Primatene Mist starts working quickly, opening up your airways to restore free breathing. For temporary relief of mild symptoms of intermittent asthma, use Primatene Mist and breathe easy again. Available at CVS, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. Use as directed.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
You don't need an economist to tell you your money doesn't go as far as it used to. Just buy groceries, fill up the tank, or pay a utility bill. The question is, what do you do about it? Sitting around hoping everything magically gets cheaper probably isn't much of a strategy. So before you make any big financial decisions, it's worth getting informed.
That's why you should check out Swiss America. They've been helping educate Americans about precious metals for more than 40 years, and they put together a free report called The Secret War on Cash. When you request your copy, you get no sales pitch, no obligation, just information explaining why a lot of people are looking at ways to help protect their purchasing power over the long haul.
Learn about your options. Do it today. Call or text 800-289-2646 or visit SwissAmerica.com/MVCR for your free report. Again, that's 800-289-2646 or SwissAmerica.com/MVCR. Tell them Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins sent you. Message and data rates may apply.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation back later this week. It's time now for the 5 stories we're watching today.
All right, number 5, socialist Andy Burnham has officially become the British Prime Minister today after Sir Keir Starmer officially tendered his resignation, the country's 7th leader in 10 years. We need to liberate the UK, all right?
And I don't know if it was his last statement, Keir Starmer, but I did see over the weekend he will not tolerate any form of Islamophobia.
Right, of course, naturally, yes. All right, number 4, the Department of Education is rolling out a new accountability test, and I love this, and maybe somebody at the Department of Education listens to this show, because we've been talking about this for years.
You have.
If an undergrad program's graduates don't earn more than workers in the similar field who didn't go to college, that program could be cut off from federal student loans. Good. Yes.
Yeah.
Show people what the return on investment is.
Yep.
That's it. Number 3, a new policy. ICE officers are going to be required to record vehicle stops with at least one body camera. That program going to be rolling out. Number 2, in New York, one person has been arrested after setting off a homemade bomb at 26 Federal Plaza. That's where Immigration and Customs Enforcement is located. So here we go, another anti-ICE attack. And then number 1, sad news to report here. U.S. has identified 2 troops who were killed in an Iranian strike in Jordan. Tyler James Feehan, 25, of Hawaii. Isabella Gonzalez, 19, of Carrollton, Texas. And apparently many more were injured in those strikes. So we will be keeping an eye on that. Of course, thoughts and prayers to everyone's family. Thank you for your service and sacrifice as well. Those are the top 5 stories that we are watching today. How's this for a transition? Sometimes the commercials are kind of tough, man.
It is, man. When you're talking about death of troops, it's really tough.
Yeah, right now GhostBed is giving our audience an extra 10% off. Go to ghostbed.com/MVCR. Use promo code MVCR. That's ghostbed.com/MVCR. Promo code MVCR.
You know, you're talking about what was going on in New York. There was a Fox report as this was happening. They were getting this guy, taking him out. Here's part of it.
Here in New York and Lower Manhattan, new video of the scene at 26 Federal Plaza. Now, this was apparently, according to the FBI, someone deployed an incendiary device, as you can see from that smoke, and it's no small matter here. That building, so there's what appears to be, the individual taken away. A person has been apprehended. That was the information we had. That building houses the FBI New York field office. It also houses the New York Immigration Court, among other things. The FBI is saying an individual has been taken away, and the New York Joint Terrorism Task Force will now investigate. So more coming up.
Yeah. And shockingly, the person they were taking away looked like a total loser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, among his effects, there was ICE off our streets signage.
Yeah.
So probably not too complicated to figure out a motive here.
Exactly. Yeah, so keeping an eye on that one. From entertainment news, the Odyssey had this huge opening, like $125 million, right? I saw where some theaters were actually, just for the demand, started making like 2 a.m. showings, even 3 a.m. And then I saw 6 a.m.
Dang.
I'm like, holy cow, really? And then come to find out where my daughter and her husband live, they're not too far from one of the big IMAX theaters. Mm-hmm. Like there's only like 40 of them. They're like really big. And they really wanted to see it on that. They went at 7:30 in the morning.
Dang.
They said they actually let them bring Starbucks in. They got their coffee ahead of time and then took it in there. And I thought this was interesting. And you tell me what you think of this review. So I'm like, well, how was it? Was it worth the hype? Because, especially my son-in-law, big Christopher Nolan guy, wanted to see what he was doing with the Odyssey. And he loved it. Thought it was really good. And some of the concerns going in, who was cast, all that, it's like, you just kind of forget about that. It's not huge in the story anyway. It was just really well done. But my daughter said, I thought it was really, really good. I'll tell you, if I would have been watching it at home, at around the hour and a half mark, I probably would have taken a break for a while.
Wow.
but still really liked it. You know what that says to me?
What's that?
Maybe I'd rather watch it at home.
Yeah,
if I'm going to watch it.
Well, if she's over there going, yeah, I wanted to take a break. The doctor, you Mr. ADHD, you're not going to make it.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
because I watched another long movie over the weekend, which was Project Hail Mary.
Oh yeah,
and that's like almost 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like looking at him, how long is this thing? It's good enough, but man, can we get her condensed down just a little bit? Anyway, AOC has a new accent. We have to get to that. Yeah. And around What's Your Story is coming right up. All right. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation back later this week. Saw this, a Meta worker who is a New York City engineer who created digital experiences for kids, was busted after he admitted to trying to sext a 13-year-old during an undercover sting.
Oh, come on, man.
Josh Felker, who's 44, who's now deleted LinkedIn page, said he worked for the Facebook parent company, admitted he had been grooming and sexting someone he thought to be a teen girl during a sting. That was by Predator Poachers Long Island. That's a vigilante group that seeks to catch would-be, well, diddlers.
Yeah.
Felker said, even though inappropriate things had already gone on, I just almost wish I could be her dad.
What?
Weird. Yeah. This guy's married with a kid. That's what he told a member of the group. He listed his job as engineering manager for Meta and then reached out to the group's 13-year-old decoy account in May and has been messaging them regularly since. New York Post had this exclusive. Yeah, man. A lot of just awful people out there. I mean, there's plenty of other stories to get to, not exactly in that vein, but just to let you know they're terrible people.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to this story out of Canada. This has been an ongoing conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and the theory is that there are mass graves of Native children at government and Catholic church-run schools, the residential homes, and the evidence of this being a widespread issue is pretty much non-existent. They've found a couple of partial remains at one school, maybe some others in the 70s. But as far as hundreds of dead children buried on the grounds, they haven't found any evidence of this. They use some sonar technology and they say, well, we think there might be graves down there. But then whenever there is an excavation, they never find anything.
But it's been an excuse to burn a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, to burn down churches in retaliation. Yeah. And then one tribal leader during a press conference, well, he says, hey, we don't need proof, and if you ask us for proof, well, that's just wrong and racist.
Okay, hold on a second. All right. Stop that audio. We got this to play. Roll this. Oh, my gosh. We don't need evidence.
Yeah, we don't need proof.
Okay, roll it.
I think we should have to prove to anybody what happened to these people because they are there. And they send us messages telling us they're there. And Chief Kashmir and I went to visit the sacred site. You can tell they're there, right? Feel the power and the energy. For somebody that's not from...
Whoa. You got to have evidence.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I believe in a spiritual world, but, if you're going to be calling for, some form of reparations or something like that, yeah, you got to come up with the proof.
100%. Go ahead.
For somebody that's not from our communities, that doesn't understand our culture, you cannot understand what that means. But we do. And you just don't go into any cemetery and start digging up graves just to prove that someone died. It is disrespectful to our culture.
Well,
okay.
What are we talking about here?
You need proof.
You need to have proof, yes. Because
because we know. We can feel, what was it he say, the presence?
Yeah, feel the energy. They're reaching out to us and all that stuff. Okay. Well, if you want somebody to do something about this, then you've got to actually provide physical evidence that this mass grave actually exists.
Well, yeah. Oh, my gosh. See, I can just see the way the left would treat this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to respect this.
Well, and that's how the Canadian government is behaving. That's how they're responding to this. I mean, there was one person, I guess it would be the equivalent of the FBI, sort of, who was saying that they were open to making it illegal to be, what's the phrase, residential home denier. If you if you suggest that maybe, just maybe, the stories about mass graves that have never been backed up by physical evidence is false, then they wouldn't have a problem necessarily with criminalizing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got the vibe, so we'll burn down the church.
Yeah.
Well, that might offend the Christian and also break the law of burning it down. But the vibes supersede that, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Canada. Dude, it's like
wild.
something different every week.
It really is, man. That country is just gone.
No kidding. All right. Over the weekend, a new accent from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yes, Democrat Representative AOC was campaigning for a fellow socialist in Memphis and unveiled a brand new Southern fried version of herself.
Really? Okay, roll it.
We cannot afford to leave Tennessee behind. We cannot afford to leave Kentucky behind, Alabama behind, Mississippi behind, Georgia behind, South Carolina behind.
Right.
We can't leave them behind, y'all.
Yeah. That is a little different.
All right, listen, okay, listen.
It's amazing how many Democrats do that.
It is, man. I mean, Kamala did it. I mean,
I love you back.
I remember, and this is kind of a throwback, but the governor, when I lived in Missouri, the governor of Missouri was a guy named Jay Nixon. He's a Democrat, more of a moderate Democrat, I guess, certainly by today's standards. But I remember hearing, because I was in central Missouri when he was running for re-election, and I was hearing his ads, and he says Missouri. But when I was driving through St. Louis one time, I heard another ad for him where he says Missouri. So it's like, yeah,
depending on where you're at,
right.
State,
Hey, if you're in between Kansas City and St. Louis, you get the Missouri version. And then if you're in the big cities, you get the Missouri version.
Yes. If you're Kamala Harris, you're on Telemundo.
I love you back.
Or if you're at a black church.
Joy cometh in the morning.
It's just the best. You know what? And if Robbins were here, I know what he'd be saying. You got to play it. You got to play it. Come on, man. You got to play it. I'd be like, you got to play what? You know what I'm talking about. You got to play it.
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
She is like Led Zeppelin and everybody else's Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. She's the original on that one. I'll give her that. All right. It's that time. We do it a couple of times a day. We go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but you saw it. You're like, yeah, I'd like to bring this in. David, today, what's your story?
I just thought this was funny. A FedEx driver in Georgia, he was backing up to take a picture of a package that he dropped off, but he wound up tripping on a kiddie pool in the front yard of the house.
I saw that.
Did you hear the audio?
I did not hear the audio. Okay, roll it.
I needed that.
Well, it's hot, you know. He's out on his route.
I needed it.
That's how you
just
handle
rolled
a situation
on
like that. Yep.
Yes. For my story, it was just refreshing. Bill Maher is talking with comedian Jack Whitehall, and he's talking basically about Trump derangement syndrome. And I sent it to Andres because I may have some swearing. But Andres is always good. You know, it's fine.
If at this point, 10 years into the Trump situation, you are still obsessing about his personality, my view is that's on you. Should we always be criticizing, as I do, what he actually does while he's in office? Absolutely. But to keep just focusing on these personality things that we've talked about for 10 years, they're not going to change. That's who he is. I don't care when he calls me names now. It's like the way he does it. It's the way he talks. It's who he is. Of course he's going to hang a tarp on the building. He does these things which you can't even imagine. If you tried your hardest, what is he going to do now? Tarp on the building? That would never have come to me. But he is always going to do it. And when he does it, I just got to go, okay. Well played. This is what you do. And as long as it's something that doesn't really affect me or other people, for real. I don't care about your reflecting pool. I don't care about your ballroom. I don't care what you do on the lawn. You can have UFC fights. You can have sheep grazing there like one president did. You can do anything. You pickleball. I don't give what you do on the lawn. And if you're a person who does, you're just way too into Donald Trump as the person who controls how you think in life. Everything is about him. I'm not going there with you. You know, and I'm winning. And I'm somebody he attacks personally. And I care less than you do. Your life is all about Donald Trump. Mine isn't.
That's true, man.
Well, that's the thing about, you know, when you obsess over the personality of Trump, and it's like every day is a new waking nightmare for you. And I forget about Trump; it's any politician.
Sure,
you're giving that person so much power over you. And we talked about that with the America 250. You know, where they had a bunch of states that were supposed to put up or were offered space to put up just something to highlight their state, and a whole lot of blue states didn't do it, and that's embarrassing. You realize how much of your personal energy are you willing to expend on Donald Trump?
It was celebrating the country's 250th birthday is what it was. And Trump wanted to highlight that, but no, you couldn't get past it because, well, it's Trump's fair.
Right.
I'm not going to participate in it. No, it says more about you than it does about him.
It really does.
But I thought that was a really good point. And it's, you know, it seems like more on the left are hating on Bill Maher every day.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's also saying, I'm pretty much done. The Democratic Socialists are taking over. We can get to that coming up a bit later on. Something else. If you're a driver and you're trying to switch seats at a traffic stop, that's not going to work out well for you. We got Nimrods of the news coming up and a news update next.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-970-3355. That's 800-970-3355. 800-970-3355.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
The Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show. Scott Robbins on vacation. He'll be back later in the week. You know, a lot of people talk about the weight loss injections. We've talked about them before. The results look dramatic. It works by lowering blood sugar and crushing your appetite. But the thing is, the injections are not a lot of fun. A hassle. Some people don't want to deal with it at all. And as you probably know, if you've read the fine print, there can be some pretty intense side effects. So if you're saying, yeah, I want the results, but I don't want all that other stuff, there is something that you should check out.
Yeah, it's a weight loss supplement called Lean, and it works like the shots, but you just, don't have to deal with the needles and the, sometimes pretty intense side effects. It uses studied ingredients that have been shown to manage blood sugar, control appetite and cravings, and support your body to lose weight, keep that weight off. And what I like about this is the Brickhouse Nutrition that makes Lean say, listen, if you just need to lose a couple of pounds ahead of like a wedding or something like that, don't bother. Just eat less and move more. That's actually what one of the dudes with the company says. But they designed Lean for frustrated dieters with 10 pounds or more to lose. So let's get you started if that's you. 20% off plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com. Use promo code MVCR. That's MVCR at takelean.com for that 20% off.
News update. If you're looking for another way to lose weight, I wouldn't suggest this one.
No. Taylor Farms, they were named initially as the source of that explosive diarrhea outbreak.
Yes.
But apparently that was a false positive. The FDA has actually put out an apology or apologized to Taylor Farms and said, no, that wasn't them. I didn't even know you could get a false positive.
I didn't know that either.
And then, of course, there's always the immediate, what are they actually covering up? Is it that Taylor Farms is, well-connected and it's a huge business? And they're like, okay, never mind, it wasn't them. We don't know where the poop lettuce came from.
Yeah, because it was a farm in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, nope, it's not that. And then you wonder, okay, how often does a false positive actually happen in those tests?
Especially you come out and name names.
Oh, yeah, because honestly, for those that would actually buy the Taylor prepackaged salads, you see that name, once you've heard the story, you're going to shy away more than likely.
Probably, yeah.
And I know, and this was what they had reported was it was the bigger sizes that just go out to restaurants and stuff like that. But now you're back to square one.
Yeah.
I go, okay, where is it from and what am I supposed to eat?
Right. Well, just don't eat salad for the time being.
No kidding. So you had some stomach stuff over the weekend, but you don't think it's from this?
I don't think it was that. No, I think there's just a combination of things. It was weird on Saturday. I'd spent pretty much all day. My wife and I will do this occasionally where we'll do sort of a divide and conquer day with the kids where she takes one and I take the other, and it's just sort of a one-on-one time. I always love doing that.
Yeah, that's great.
I did that with my son, and we spent, because he's a little boy, he wants to spend most of the time outside doing stuff, and it's really hot, humid, etc. Yeah. My wife thinks it was heat stroke because all of a sudden, like Saturday night, I just start sweating, and then I start vomiting, and then other stuff starts occurring. And yesterday was no fun at all. I know that.
Oh, gosh. You look great today. I don't know how you're feeling.
I'm down about 5 pounds, so that's good.
I'd suggest Lean, probably. The alternative. All right, we got to get to Nimrods. Here we go.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrods in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrod's in the news. We go to Florida from News 4 Jacksonville. 30-year-old Fernando Alexander Jr. was pulled over the other day, and he tried to pull the old switcheroo. You know, like, oh, no, take over here. There's a problem, though, when he was trying to do that. The car was not in park. So he and his passenger switching seats. He lifted his foot off the brake. Car is in reverse, so it immediately starts rolling back and actually hit the cop car behind it.
Oh, my gosh.
Thankfully, no one hurt. Fernando didn't try to run off, but he was quickly caught and arrested. He facing several felony charges, including leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. And it also sounds like he was a drug dealer with a suspended license.
Oh.
No wonder he was trying to pull the old switcheroo. Yeah. And that's Nimrod's in the news.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation back later in the week. Now, sometimes you'll see a story and you just get ticked off. And this is one of those for me. Obama appointed activist judge dismisses Title IX lawsuit against Illinois school district. This would be Judge Sharon Johnson Coleman. The Obama appointed activist judge who once ruled that illegal aliens have Second Amendment rights has now dismissed a lawsuit filed by a student in the Valley View Community Unit School District. Still laughing about the illegal aliens having Second Amendment rights, correct?
And she's in Illinois?
Yes.
Where you have to get a background check to buy ammunition?
Correct.
We live in the upside down, man.
100%.
This is insanity.
It really is. Well, you have this girl basically saying Title IX rights need to be respected. You got boys in the girls' locker room.
Yeah.
No. In dismissing the equal protection claim, the court amazingly relied on precedent saying that it claimed because the policy requires both males and females to subordinate their rights to bodily privacy and integrity to members of the opposite sex, there's no equal protection violation. What?
So because a girl could use a boys' locker room,
yes,
because it's a free-for-all, then nobody's rights are violated.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, again, the upside-down world is probably the best way to describe it.
Ridiculous, man.
When they were talking about this at the time and they had, their school board meeting, and you had a dad who was, very passionate, got up and spoke. And I know it, at the time, got a lot of play. It's probably worth playing at least part of it again.
We're going to let boys in the bathrooms? I want to ask all the fathers up here to claim to love their daughters. Would you be okay if someone up here started getting naked in front of your daughter? No, yes, they are. If they go in the bathroom, they will get naked in front of your daughter. You are a liar.
Hey, folks.
Okay?
We're not doing this.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
We're not doing the back and forth.
These men, these boys, these biological boys, you're going to allow them to go in and get naked in front of our kids? Are we that far gone now? Where does this stop, guys?
Yeah.
Where does this plateau? Next thing you know, we're going to be okaying pedophilia? We're already letting kids pretend to be furries. We are letting kids be furries. Silence.
Folks,
I request
stop,
silence.
please.
I don't care. Offensive? You know what? It's funny. All your shirts all say humble, kind, love everyone, but you don't love me right now, do ya? That's right.
Sir,
That's right.
Folks,
Listen.
Yeah, and the guy trying to restore order is getting on the dad.
Right.
For responding to them. Just forward in a little bit as, he's just talking about common sense for crying out loud.
Yeah. More power to you, but don't twist and manipulate their mind when they are impressionable. Leave our kids alone. Please. Leave them alone. There is no study, not one that's ever been done, that WPATH, WPATH, World Professional Association of Transgender Health, set out to do a study about suicide.
Because that's always the playing card, right? Well, you got to basically play along with the pretending of to be the opposite sex or they're going to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And he cites the study.
And did you know they could find no conclusive evidence that letting your child transition will save their life? Not one study. We are going down a path of irreversible evil and harm. We are accepting evil in 2025. This is sick. All these men getting up here speaking today, they don't have the courage to look at their kids and say, hey, I love you and I'm going to support you, but you're a boy or you're a girl. You were born in God's image. That's what men should do. That's what real men do. That's what real men of courage do.
Right. Not enough of them out there. Because a lot of times we'll see these different stories and we'll say, where are the dads?
Yeah.
Well, there's one. But man, oh man, the activist judge dismisses the lawsuit. And then it'll go to the next one. This goes on and on and on and on. And I think that's something we've learned in the last 10 years, that the appointment of judges is far more important than we had ever imagined. Okay, so that story's out there. The mayor of New York wants to arrest Benjamin Netanyahu. He comes to the United States. Is that still going on?
Yeah. Well, he pledged to do that during his run, and also right after he was inaugurated as the mayor of New York City. Zoran Mamdani has promised to have the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, arrested if he shows up for the United Nations General Assembly in September. And he was interviewed by the New York Times' Lulu Garcia-Navarro. And it was funny because even she was like, she just was confused by what he was trying to say. And so she says, would you really actually arrest him?
Okay.
Prime Minister Netanyahu belongs in The Hague. He's a war criminal who has been charged by the International Criminal Court. And what you will find is that is an opinion that is held by many purely because of what his actions have wrought over these last many years. I've also said that I will follow the laws that we have here in New York City because I believe that there's an importance in following the law as a leader who presides over our city, and that's something that I plan to do.
Meaning? I'm sorry, I don't understand what that means.
Meaning that whatever the law allows me to do in New York City, that's what we will do, but we won't be writing our own laws to that end.
What does the law allow you to do?
That's an active conversation with our legal department.
Oh, really?
And seeing what the prospects are we have here in our municipality. However, what we've seen at the national level is a desire sometimes to write your own laws, to go outside of the bounds of legality. That's not something we have an interest in.
You know, it's interesting. I saw Andrew Cuomo, former governor, disgraced governor of New York, saying with Mamdani here, it's all theater.
Oh, yeah.
Is it? Or would he really arrest him if he had the chance?
I think if he had the chance, he would, but I don't think you would be able to find enough police officers to actually get it done.
Right. No, but I believe if he could get it done, he would, because that just, for him and his followers, that just makes him even bigger.
Oh, yeah.
As far as that whole crazy movement.
Yeah, the Trumpsters put out a statement on that saying, no, he will not be arrested on U.S. soil. That's not happening.
Right. Yeah. But this way he gets to play it out and say,
Right.
yeah, I think that, you know, that's absolutely something we would look at because, again, his followers would be like, yeah, war criminal.
Yeah.
You know, arrest him. Everything else. It's just crazy, man. It's wild times we're living in with the Democratic Socialists.
It really is, man. And I mean, it's only growing from the younger side of things right now.
Yes. And that's from a lot of indoctrination for years and years.
Oh, yeah.
That's just been happening. Meanwhile, Gavin Newsom's wife is making news again.
Yes. Well, she's making the rounds right now because, you know, this is sort of the long, slow presidential campaign launch that they're involved in right now.
Oh, yeah.
Gavin Newsom's wife, Jennifer Newsom, was asked whether or not Gavin was going to run for president. Now, we all know he will, but...
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
It's really exciting to be in California. Diversity is our secret sauce. It's what my husband and I stand for.
Oh, my gosh. The state's got so many problems. It's insane. Diversity is our strength. Really? Okay, go ahead.
And represent and champion. And so I guess in that regard, we're a threat to the GOP. But right now we're focused on California, and we're focused on saving our democracy because
Right now in polling, you trail Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
I mean, the GOP is hoping you win. Just not your husband's not a good candidate. Go ahead.
Because clearly we have an unhinged leader who is coming at his political enemies and trying to intimidate us all, sow fear, distrust, and chaos. And we have to right this ship, not just in our country, but for the world. The world is looking at us going, what is going on in America right now, or in the United States of America right now? And they're extremely concerned, and it's destabilizing. And so we have an opportunity to right the ship, again, not just in California, but across the country, and save our democracy.
And save our democracy. I do like how she had to correct herself there because it's a big thing. There's been a resurgence of this where you can't say America anymore because, well, it's two continents, right? It's the Americas. You have to specify the United States of America. That's this left-wing cause, and it's been that way for a long time. But it's like, dude, nobody is saying America and thinks Brazil, okay?
No. No, of course not. Oh, make her say Gulf of America, too. That would be fantastic. I mean, there is part, sometimes it gets exhausting, but in the end, watching the Democrats fight with one another and jockeying for position, who can outwoke the other and all the other nonsense, is going to be fascinating to watch. Okay, we got to get to a news update. And the 5 stories we're watching today is coming right up.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything, but while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
You don't need an economist to tell you your money doesn't go as far as it used to. Just buy groceries, fill up the tank, or pay a utility bill. The question is, what do you do about it? Sitting around hoping everything magically gets cheaper probably isn't much of a strategy. So before you make any big financial decisions, it's worth getting informed.
That's why you should check out Swiss America. They've been helping educate Americans about precious metals for more than 40 years, and they've put together a free report called The Secret War on Cash. When you request your copy, you get no sales pitch, no obligation, just information explaining why a lot of people are looking at ways to help protect their purchasing power over the long haul.
Learn about your options. Do it today. Call or text 800-289-2646 or visit SwissAmerica.com/MVCR for your free report. Again, that's 800-289-2646 or SwissAmerica.com/MVCR. Tell them Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins sent you. Message and data rates may apply.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation. It's time now for the 5 stories we're watching today.
And this time around, it is brought to you by Brickhouse Nutrition, which designed lean for frustrated dieters with 10 pounds or more to lose. So let's get you started. 20% off, plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com. Use promo code MVCR. That's MVCR at takelean.com. Number 5, Socialist Andy Burnham officially became the British Prime Minister today. replacing Sir Keir Starmer, who had to resign. This is the country's 7th leader in 10 years.
Unreal.
Just a failed country. Failed country.
Yep.
Number 4, the Department of Education is rolling out new accountability tests for colleges and universities. If an undergrad program's graduates don't earn more than workers who never went to college in that particular field, that program could be cut off from federal student loans. Good. I love it.
What is your course usually talk about? Something with basket weaving?
Oh, underwater lesbian basket weaving?
Underwater lesbian. Yes. Very good.
Yeah. Number 3, in New York, one person has been arrested after setting off a homemade bomb. They're calling it an incendiary device at 26 Federal Plaza, where an immigration court is, by the way. And number 2, Yemen's Houthis have announced a sea navigation ban on Saudi Arabia.
Who are you?
Yeah, it's going to get really messy there because I think Saudi Arabia's patience is over as well.
Yeah.
And then number 1, the U.S. has identified 2 troops killed in an Iranian strike on Jordan. Tyler James Fian, 25, from Hawaii, and Isabella Gonzalez, 19, of Carrollton, Texas, passed away. They were killed by the Iranian strikes. Trump has ordered the U.S. military to make Iran pay many times over for each American soldier killed. The negotiations are done, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Would not be surprised if bridges get hit this week. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Some other news out there. A lot of stories being written about the World Cup. Trump wants it again in the future. I know a lot of businesses were happy with all of the added, clientele and visitors to the United States. I'll admit it. I have no more love for soccer than I did before it started. And you almost, I don't know if you ever feel this way, but you talk to other people that are genuinely sort of excited for it. You're like, I don't want to be the wet blanket on it.
Yeah.
I had forgotten it was even on yesterday. I'm doing yard work. I figure I'll come inside for maybe a half hour, cool off a little bit, and head back out and get something to drink. And I turn the TV on. Well, it's sort of the end of that halftime show. I see Justin Bieber, and I'm like, I think he's singing live. Wow. Okay. That's a little bit different. And then they do the whole thing where it's all these kids together, and it's Shakira, and it's all about love, and I'm seeing rainbow colors, and I've got my own sort of take going on in my head. Like, okay, whatever. It's not for me.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you were around a bunch of people and you had the thought, this is all about globalization, and I'm not for it, to be honest, because I think the people behind it have really nefarious intentions. And they make it, they dress it up like, oh, love, it's all about love and all this crap. And that's not what they're about at all.
Oh, no.
But I'm like, again, I see the ratings. A lot of people in the United States were watching this probably more than ever. I know that it was more exciting for people this time around. And I also understand, for people like my buddy who had no interest in soccer, but his daughter has been playing soccer. And so they watched the games with her, and he's like, I'm starting to understand the game a little bit better. I really kind of like it. And I'm kind of like, good for you. I'm not going to try to convince you not to like it.
Well, no.
But I just reserve it to, it's just not for me. I just don't dig it. I think, and then I saw what would have been maybe the last 15 minutes of it when Argentina's down a guy, which seems like kind of crazy. I know there's penalty in hockey, and soccer guy will explain it to me and why that was the right call. I don't care that much, to be honest. It just doesn't hold the interest, I guess.
No, I will say what I did like that it was here.
Yeah.
For the simple fact that it reminded a whole lot of people how cool this country is. I know we have disagreements, we're divided, and all that stuff, right? And we certainly have our faults. But, man, watching all these people from different countries, especially from Europe, from Korea, going to Mexico, going to the United States, traveling around, and a lot of times off the beaten path, not to major, tourist destinations, and having the time of their lives. This country kicks ass, man.
It does.
And that was a good reminder of it. And I saw one person say, you know what we should do? We should have it again, like in 10 years, and then just do it at all different stadiums just to show off how cool we are.
Yeah, and for the people that hate the country, I hope some of them actually woke up. This is the reason so many people want to come here and actually start a life here, which is really cool. And just because I'm not one for soccer, I mean, 0-0, 1-0's the final. Whatever.
No shots on goal.
I know, for Argentina. And I know I've heard people say, but that's what makes it so interesting because the goals mean so much. Again, it's fine. It's not for me. And then I saw just a little study, David, because you know a lot about cats. Sometimes when they lick each other, it's not because they're being nice to clean one another. Sometimes it's to annoy the other cat.
Well, probably, yeah.
Like, okay, who would have known that? Yeah. I was thinking about Robin's always talking about his cats, Meow, 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 meow.
Well, I think sometimes it's to pick a fight because they're bored or something. And so they, like, my cats will do that, where they just sort of start grooming each other, and then it just gets more and more aggressive.
Well, you've mentioned one of your cats is kind of a jerk. Is that the one that does it?
Yeah. But, there was one, Dexter, who's dead now. Thanks.
Yes, he's dead.
Yeah, he's very dead. He used to do it more often, where he'd just go up to the other boy cat and just start messing with him and then start biting, and then they would chase each other. So they had fun with that.
So Dexter was the jerk sometimes.
And now Dexter's dead.
Do you think he was a jerk because he was cockeyed and he was jealous of the other cat who wasn't?
Probably.
It might have had something to do with it. I couldn't blame him for that, to be honest.
Into walls.
Yeah.
Dexter.
It's tough. Oh, we got to get to Adam Carolla talking about voter ID in California. It's hilarious. And news update next. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation. Back later this week. Okay, so this Senate candidate from Michigan doesn't want to talk about the Ayatollah.
Oh, no. No, he does not. Abdul El Sayed. He's running for the U.S. Senate in Michigan. He is a far-left Islamist running for the Democrat nomination. Now, back when the Ayatollah got killed in Iran, not the gay Ayatollah, but his dad, he was caught saying in a planning meeting that he didn't want to comment on it because Muslims in Dearborn were sad about it.
I remember.
And so he was asked about that during an interview with Jake Tapper on CNN.
All right.
Why were you worried about offending people who support the Ayatollah?
Jake, on a day where we're mourning the loss of 2 more service members in a war we never should have fought, I think all of us ought to step back and ask whether or not everybody in Michigan, frankly, everybody in America, shouldn't be sad about the fact that this president, backed by the prime minister of a foreign government, took us to a war we had no business fighting in. So yeah, I didn't want to comment on it then because it's a ridiculous pretext. And now you're asking me about the Ayatollah, who's dead, by the way, and you're not asking me about the service members who've died. You're not asking me about whether or not this war should have ever been fought. You're not asking me about whether or not the costs that are being borne by Michiganders in the tax dollars we pay or the gas prices that are insane right now are worth it. And so, look, let's have a conversation based in Michigan. I'm running for Senate in Michigan. And I think here in Michigan, all of us are probably sad about the fact that we went to war that we never should have fought. I'd rather our money be spent here.
I was specifically asking you about comments you didn't want to make because you didn't want to offend people in Dearborn, which is in Michigan.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I was wondering if Jake was at least going to stand up for himself.
Right.
Because the guy is attacking the question.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're not asking about this, and you're not asking about this, which is getting out your own talking points.
Sure.
No, the reality is someone that should be recognized by Americans as an evil leader and good riddance. You didn't want to offend people because they're rather on the side of the Ayatollah than the President of the United States.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
That's the long and short of it, yeah.
But you just can't say it. Wow. If you've got people that don't see what's coming or what is at least being attempted and say, well, I just like some of his politics and I don't want to be Islamophobic, so I'm going to vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
What a dope to have that opinion.
Oh, completely, yes.
You don't think there's another goal in mind?
Yeah.
And I'll bring it up again, man. buddy of mine that grew up Muslim will say it all the time. Americans, and Christians in particular, are so freaking naive to what is actually happening.
Yeah.
It goes through my mind every time we hear another story like this. Meanwhile, in California and the rest of the country, we're talking about voter ID. In California, Adam Carolla was talking about it, and we've heard this before. You can't show ID. They don't want you to. They can't look at ID. Like, hey, this is who I am. Oh, right. Can't do it. And it's crazy to know that to begin with. But then to hear the story of someone that's trying to show the ID and how that's received is something different.
I went to vote last time, and I reflexively pulled out my ID because I reflexively reach for my ID in almost all environments now because I travel so much. So I'm voting.
Yeah, and he's talking with Harmeet Dillon, by the way. So
and I'm just sort of reaching for my ID, and the guy's like, you got to put that away. And I was like, you don't need to see it? He's like, no, I can't touch it, you know. And then he starts asking me questions about my address and how do you spell that and what was the number again on that, and he keeps screwing it up, and how do you spell your name? And I said, why don't I just show you my ID and you can just get all this right off my ID? And he's like, I can't look at you got to put the I can't touch the ID.
That's right.
And I'm like, it's the only place left in society where they shun the ID. Everywhere else, you need the ID, and here we shall shun you in your
Right.
ID.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
insane.
It is.
Yeah. Well, what's the harm in showing the ID? Oh, right, because then maybe Democrats wouldn't have a stranglehold on elections in California. Right.
Exactly. That's what it comes down to. Man, when we saw that the other day, that, in fact, Olive Garden, what is it, the endless salad or whatever?
Endless pasta, yeah.
The endless pasta. You got to show the photo ID.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, dude. This isn't that hard.
Right. You have to have it's non-transferable. You have to show that you are who you say you are.
Yes.
to get the pasta.
Yes.
But
to vote,
yeah, playing a role in determining the future of our country. Yeah, no, we don't need that.
Right.
They get so caught up in their own talking points with this that it's like, and Harry Enton from CNN, he's the polling guy, has pointed this out time and time again. Voter ID is not controversial.
Not at all.
Not among the people, because most people have an ID.
Well, John Carl, that's what he was saying to Mark Warner.
Yeah.
Like, dude, 71% of Democrats, 80% of people overall. Why won't you get on board? And I think we all know the reason why. All right. It's that time. We do it a couple of times a day. Go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but it caught your attention. David, what's your story here?
This isn't necessarily new, but it is funny because every once in a while you'll have people complaining about how, they go to a Walgreens or a CVS and a bunch of the stuff is under lock and key.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're acting like, oh, this is terrible. This is, this is racist. This is classist or whatever. And the employees hate it, too. And I understand why the employees hate it, because they got to stop every 5 seconds to go and open up something so somebody can get some lipstick out or something.
By the way, when you say it's racist, isn't that in a way racist?
I think it is, yeah.
Kind of outing, well, it's because this is what people steal.
Right. What is this? Why are all the black hair products under lock and key?
Right.
That's racist. What? I don't think you want to say that out loud.
No, I don't think you do.
Yeah. Well, the New York Post put out a story, video of them looking at a half-mile section of Washington Heights that's been transformed into an open-air prescription drug bazaar with vendors peddling painkillers, erectile dysfunction pills, and a bunch of other medications, a bunch of wares. And it really is. This is straight from Walgreens. This is what they do. They steal it, and then they just set it up outside, and they sell it. Remember this story in California, in San Francisco, where because they weren't allowed to stop shoplifters, people would go in there with big trash bags and just steal a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And then a lot of times they wouldn't even go that far away from the Walgreens that they just ripped off. It's like right around the corner, and they're setting up their table to sell the things that they just stole.
And there was nothing they could do.
Nope.
because it was under $900.
Right. It's bonkers, man.
It is. I mean, I've never even understood the whole reason that people wouldn't say, no, they need to be prosecuted for that. Well, that's that pipeline,
Right.
from school to prison. Well, again, you're outing yourself.
Yes.
If that's what you think. What, because you're poor, you have to steal? You have to go to the Walgreens?
Right.
No, it's
like,
crazy.
Well, they're just stealing formula for their babies. No, they're stealing the formula so that they can sell it to somebody who wants formula for cheaper.
Exactly. For my story, I see this headline. If you drive the speed limit, you could be saving the planet.
Oh, really?
I'm like, okay, this has got to be some sort of BS. It's researchers at the University of Minnesota. They found that speeding is costing Americans around 50,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide pollution every single day. Researchers say if drivers simply stuck to posted speed limits, the country could save more than 6 million gallons of gasoline every day. All you have to do is slow down a bit instead of accelerating and braking aggressively. What's going through my mind is, different cop friends I've had, the old saying sort of rings true. 5, you're fine. 10, you're mine.
Yeah.
Somewhere around the number like 7 miles an hour over the speed limit, you're probably okay. And it all depends on the area you're in when you're doing that. I mean, if you got, like a small town cop that wants to make an example out of you, 7 could get you a ticket.
Oh, for sure.
And other places, bigger city, if you're not going 10 mile an hour over, well, you're even going the speed limit.
Yeah.
Sort of the mindset. But they said as part of the study, just following the speed limit would only add about 54 seconds per day for the average driver. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
I guess the average driver. Exactly. Like, how much over the speed limit are you talking, and then how far is the driving you'd have to do all that to try to, figure it out. And so then at the end of the story, they say, so here's the question. Would you trade less than a minute a day in exchange for safer air, safer roads, and a little bit more money in your pocket? And I could not help it in my mind. All I heard was,
Eastbound and down, going up that truckin'. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long
no, I'm not trading it. No. No, and that's not for me. No, thank you. I think I'll just keep on rolling the way I've been rolling. It'll be fine.
Out of spite, I'm just going to go out to the parking lot and turn on my truck, let it idle for the rest of the show.
Oh, gosh. No. It's not going to get people to stop speeding. Give me a break. There has been some more climate nonsense debunked. We got to get to that. Nimrod's in the news and a news update next.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-970-3355. That's 800-970-3355. 800-970-3355.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-230-2777. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds, too. Call 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation, back later in the week. No, Scott will be missing his ghost bed, I can guarantee you that.
Well, yeah, they don't have a quality mattress like that at the Itchy Inn.
No, he's going to be sweating through his shirt, through the sheets every night. He talks about how he sweats through, but it all stopped when he got the ghost bed because of the cooling tech and sleeping a whole lot better. And a lot of people have discovered that when they get their ghost bed for the first time, you open it up right away, you discover, okay, this is a different kind of bed, just with the quality. And then the cooling tech, again, don't know how it works, just know that it does work.
Yeah, and this isn't some like add-on that you got to pay extra for. It comes with every mattress, no matter which type you get. For me, the difference was immediate, not just on the cooling tech, but also in the support. It was a comfortable mattress, and I keep telling my wife, I think I'm a fancy boy now, because when we do go to a hotel, I'm like, this mattress sucks.
Yeah.
I miss my home mattress. And Ghost Bed gives you 101 nights to try it in your own home. Right now, they're giving our audience an extra 10% off as well with financing. Some Ghost Beds come out to about $1 a day. So go to ghostbed.com/MVCR. Use promo code MVCR. That's ghostbed.com/MVCR. Promo code MVCR.
Okay. News update. I have one too. Go ahead first, David.
All right. Well, Tom Homan reacting to the bombing. It was the fireworks and gasoline or something that this anti-ICE nut job in New York decided to set off outside of a federal building in New York City. Here is Tom Homan, the border czar.
Anti-ICE stuff on him. That's about all we know. Can you add any further detail to that? What exactly was the content?
I don't want to get ahead of the FBI in this. I simply don't know. I just got advised of this before I came out the North Lawn. But again, why does he think ICE is bad? Why does he want to attack ICE? Again, because the last year and a half, all he's heard from Democratic members of Congress and sanctuary city mayors and governors is that ICE is not a real law enforcement agency. ICE is separating families. ICE arresting people in churches and hospitals, which is none of it's true. So I'm sure he's been educated by the wrong people, and that's why he's chosen to take action. Because every time they talk about this hateful rhetoric rises, there's that small percentage on the far left who will take some sort of ridiculous action because they feel emboldened because members of Congress are agreeing with him that ICE needs to go away.
It is, man. They did it all on purpose from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
To build this narrative, and it's just kept on. It's disgusting. For my update, we were talking about climate change being debunked all the time. I remembered John Stossel did this whole thing and was asking different climate alarmists to come on and debate these different people. And then he brought them on.
David Legates is a professor of climatology at the University of Delaware. Pat Michaels is former president of the American Association of State Climatologists. Willie Soon is an astrophysicist.
It's all about arm waving, it's about emotion, about sending out kids in protest. We have nothing to do with the science.
This group pointed out that even if the planet warms by 5 degrees, humans can adjust. People in Holland did years ago.
And then he goes into this whole thing and they take all these myths and just debunk them one after another. It's just hilarious.
So no real effect on the climate, but
you'll sure have an impoverished, dark country, won't you?
Myth number 4, the idea that carbon dioxide is carbon pollution that just does harm and threatens the food supply.
There are places on Earth where it is just greening up like crazy.
So if you're really concerned about the plants, more carbon dioxide makes them not just grow faster, but also makes them more water efficient.
Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, but it also helps feed the world.
A lot of people pretend to know about climate, pretend to have studied it, pretend to come up with these answers, and then make these proclamations to scare you so that you'll do what we want you to do.
I'll just stop it right there. So from that story earlier, talking about if you just drove the speed limit, you'd help the planet.
Right.
I say by speeding, you're helping plants grow.
Yeah, you're rebuilding the rainforest.
And with that, we go to Nimrod. Here we go.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrod's in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrod's in the News. Just a fair warning, this is another person that had a whole lot of drugs on him. You just couldn't see him, if you know what I mean. This is St. Petersburg, Florida. They pull over a vehicle, and there is Kertel McRae. She's 46, and she's resisting. Finally, they get her apprehended. They step out of the car. They spot plastic baggies containing a white rock substance near the passenger seat. Okay, so she says, I don't know whose that is. While being escorted to a police van, a baggie with a rock-like substance dropped from her person. They said from the buttocks area. And then as she was being booked into custody, another baggie with multicolored pills fell from what is described as the defendant's vaginal cavity.
Golly, she's a trapper keeper.
She's in a lot of trouble. That's Nimrod's in the News.
Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends, yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation, back later in the week. Okay, crazy scene earlier today in New York, David.
Yeah, this weirdo anti-ICE leftist walked in front of a federal building and started setting off an incendiary device. You got fireworks and accelerant on it and all that stuff. He's been arrested, and, I mean, Tom Homan, he's been warning about this kind of stuff because, I mean, right now you do have a political party that is encouraging this stuff.
Yes.
And I know that, Mamdani put out a statement saying, like, horrified by these actions. And I think Hakeem Jeffries put out some other bland thing. And so Tom Homan was asked about that.
They do this all the time. Mm-hmm. Hakeem talking about ICE. We need to defund ICE, all that crap.
I appreciate the comments from Mamdani and Jeffries, but too little too late. They spent a year attacking ICE, comparing ICE. So let's abolish ICE because they're fascists. ICE are Nazis. ICE are racist. ICE is a secret police. ICE isn't a real law enforcement agency. Fail to comply with ICE. I see the signs every protest resist. So look, they have educated people that they can resist ICE, and the hateful rhetoric continues, which we've had some tragedies recently because people didn't want to comply with ICE. So this is yet another example today. What happened in front of the federal building is another example of attacking ICE. And I'm sure if you ask that person why he did it, he can repeat the talking points I just said that you hear from Democratic members of Congress, the Democratic mayors and governors who simply want ICE to go away.
I don't doubt that for a second.
Oh, yeah.
If the person was asked that question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all the nonsense that's been fed to them. And that's the thing. You have some people that might formulate opinions, and that could affect voting, but you also have nut jobs that will affect all of a sudden they're taking days off work to go protest because they feel like they're in this fight for good versus evil. It's just whack.
Mm-hmm.
and you have a media that just allows it to keep going on.
Well, yeah,
unchallenged.
I mean, all these people who talk about, secret hand signals that Donald Trump is sending to the KKK or whatever.
Right.
Like, no, I mean, you have these actual would-be terrorists or wannabe terrorists who are out there repeating literally word for word what, the top Democrat leaders are saying.
And, dude, when he said this earlier, talking about if all these people would have just did exactly what the law enforcement officers were telling them to do, no one would have died.
Yeah.
That's true. I can't think of one that wouldn't be the case.
Oh, no. I mean, you look at, Renee Good. Okay,
Yep.
if she actually gets out of the car, or actually, step one, don't be part of a caravan that is actively impeding law enforcement investigations.
Exactly.
Don't put yourself in that kind of dangerous situation.
Yep.
And then also Alex Preddy. He shows up, mixes it up with a cop while armed. Again, he had every right in the world to carry. But when you carry a gun, you also have a common sense responsibility to not put yourself in a situation where things can escalate.
Yes, because the last thing you want to do is have to use it.
Yes.
Yeah. But the left has used all of that to keep formulating their own narrative.
Yeah.
Something else out of New York, happened to see this earlier today. Kathy Hochul is trying to copy Canada's assisted suicide structure. You've seen this, right?
Yeah.
And so there's some orders of Catholic nuns that provide hospice that argue that the state is going to strip them of their practice unless they provide access to medical aid in dying. So the sisters filed suit on Friday. The Free Press had reported on this. Now, Kathy Hochul is saying the law exempts religious providers from participating, but that's not really true. Because some are not even recognized as providers, which is a problem. Hochul uses the word offering as the opt-out, but they're still required to act as agents of medical aid in dying, even though it violates their deeply held religious beliefs. It would also violate the religious beliefs of their hospice patients who freely chose Catholic facilities for their end-of-life care. And the other thing about Kathy Hochul's opt-out, the state has to recognize a hospice as a healthcare facility to receive it. And some of those would not be recognized, like the Missionary Sisters of St. Benedict, whose assisted living facility is not classified as a healthcare facility under the law's definition, would receive no religious opt-out whatsoever. What is it with Democrats always fighting with the nuns, it seems like?
Over killing the unborn and old people, apparently.
Exactly.
This whole thing with the medical assistance and dying or whatever, it's euthanasia.
Yes.
There years ago when this first started really becoming a bigger conversation in America and certainly in Canada, we saw it. I had a somewhat open mind about this. In that, okay, you want to try to leave on your own terms, et cetera. I didn't understand why you couldn't just do it yourself, but, you want to make sure that it's effective and you have that option. I thought, okay, I guess it wouldn't be for me, but I can appreciate at least the point of view where somebody wants this to be legalized. Didn't want to write it off completely.
I can remember what the debate, and it was at that time, it seemed to me like an honest debate.
Yeah.
And it was with a lady in Oregon.
Yeah.
Who was dying of cancer.
Yes.
And people were able to freely give their viewpoint, both sides.
Yeah.
Or beyond that now.
Oh, we are, because the slippery slope, boy, the left just keeps adding bacon grease to that slope.
Yep.
And to the point where, like Canada, they're talking about offering this to kids and people with depression.
Oh, yeah.
There's a story where a Catholic priest, for crying out loud, they just kept offering it to him. Hey, we could kill you.
He's like, it is an option.
Well, no.
Jeez. Yeah, that's pretty bonkers. Just happened to see this from Hot Air because obviously keeping up to date on what's going on with Iran, and I think we're going to be hitting them hard over the next week.
Looks like it, yeah.
It's just going to ramp up. And on it goes, the war with Russia and Ukraine. And what Ukraine's been able to do, I think, to a lot of people has been surprising.
Oh, yeah.
And the drone technology, the way that Russia can't intercept it, is kind of wild.
The drone warfare is terrifying to me.
I'm with you there. Because I just happen to see, because Russia has an online retail clone of Amazon called Wildberries. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. But at Hot Air, they were talking all about it. And just like Amazon, Wildberries relies on huge warehouses to store and ship products to customers. Mm-hmm. And over the weekend, Ukrainian drones hit a couple of the warehouses. Mm-hmm. And there's a video of it. And it's just another example of Ukraine being able to go into Russia with drone technology and take out a bunch of stuff. One's like, 30 miles just east of Moscow.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to be able to stop it.
Well, dude, it's like, what if we did landmines but gave it wings? You know?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to stop.
Yes. And the reason they were targeting that, not so much that, people wouldn't get their crap on time and it would anger people, but it was also because a lot of the military-grade stuff and electronics comes from these warehouses that their military needs.
Well, and any logistical tangle that you can create for the enemy is going to benefit you in some way.
Yes.
Even if it's just tangential.
So, and on that goes. All right. Other things we haven't had a chance to get to yet. There's a superintendent that doesn't want to drug test teachers.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it might actually drive talent away. Virginia superintendent doesn't want drug testing in school because he's worried about teachers and staff quitting. This is Spotsylvania County Schools Superintendent Dr. Clint Mitchell.
Okay.
Implementing such a program would completely negate the work that we have done over the last 18 months plus in the school division on teacher retention. I give you the data just for our recruitment fair this past week. I guarantee you that our neighbors, whether it's Stafford, Fredericksburg City, Caroline, Louisa, Orange County, Culpeper, Prince William, they're looking for you to implement such a policy. Because here's what's going to happen. You think our retention numbers are what it is? Drones of people are going to look the school division. And you think we have a problem hiring and retaining people and filling positions? You'll have vacancies because no one will want to work here. The data don't support it. It is not my decision, it's the board decision. But from the way I stand, I think that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know anything about this district. Do they have a hard time retaining because it's just tough to teach there already?
Well, I think that, yes, that's been a part of it. And also salaries and not keeping up and all of that kind of stuff. The usual retention problems.
Okay. So not exactly the district that a lot of parents would like to move there for their kids to go to school. It's for the people that have no other choice, basically. Yes. Our teachers got to be able to do drugs. You got to understand to teach in these places.
Yes.
If you don't let them, get high at night after dealing with the monsters they got to deal with all day, we ain't going to have any teachers. So that's exactly. You might as well just say that.
Yeah, right. Come on. We've all been to that one school. You want to try to teach math to these monsters?
Oh, gosh. Okay, there are some stats as far as trans people. Wild we got to get to. And the 5 stories we're watching today. Straight ahead.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. So why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They're draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Oh, wait. You're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROFIT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code PROFIT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROFIT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PROFIT.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-970-3355. That's 800-970-3355. 800-970-3355.
The Markley, Van Camp and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins out on vacation. Back a little later this week. Now, the 5 stories we're watching today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, it's brought to you by Brickhouse Nutrition. They designed lean for frustrated dieters with 10 pounds or more to lose. Let's get you started. 20% off, plus free rush shipping at takelean.com when you use promo code MVCR. That's promo code MVCR at takelean.com. Number 5, the FDA is now clarifying the poop lettuce debacle. Taylor Farms said there was a false positive, seeming to absolve themselves. Well, the FDA came back and said, no, this was a specific test at the U.S.-Mexico border that was a false positive. However, it looks like the diarrhea lettuce came from iceberg lettuce from Taylor Farms locations in central Mexico. They're like, no, it was y'all, we think.
Okay.
But there was one false positive for one shipment that they tested at the border.
Okay.
All right. And on it goes.
Okay. But they've said none of their branded salads or kits are associated. It's just the ones that went to the restaurants. It's very confusing.
It is very confusing. You know, because you do have, a corporate interest who's just trying to save their brand. They don't want to get Chipotle'd.
Exactly.
And so they're throwing everything out there, and it's just muddying the waters. Number 4, the Department of Education is rolling out new accountability tests for colleges and universities. That means if an undergrad program's graduates don't earn more than workers in that field who never went to college, that program could be cut off from federal student loans. Good. Number 3, in New York, one person has been arrested after setting off a homemade incendiary device at 26 Federal Plaza. This is where immigration court is. The person had anti-ice stuff on him. That's the quote. Number 2, Yemen's Houthis have announced sea navigation ban on Saudi Arabia. We'll see how long that lasts. And then number 1, after Iran killed 2 U.S. soldiers in a strike, Trump has ordered the U.S. military to make Iran pay many times over for each American soldier killed.
Yeah. Golly. Feel terrible for, obviously, families.
Mm-hmm.
And just thinking about, all of our servicemen and women stationed around that area. Yeah. I mean, high alert.
Oh, yeah.
Because you do get the feeling over the next week we're going to be hitting them pretty hard.
Yes.
I would be surprised if we don't. So just put it that way. So kind of a depressing story the weekend. Charlie Sheen's daughter, Sammy, an OnlyFans model. and different people have been commenting about her getting a lot of her money from her daddy.
Mm-hmm.
She went out and spoke and said, no. Her father doesn't give her a dime.
Mm.
It's her body basically pays for everything.
Okay.
Is that when you feel like a failure as a father?
I think so, man.
Oh, gosh.
Well, he's got a lot of other things to worry about. Charlie Sheen does. He's not known for making great decisions.
No, he definitely is not. Something else we got to get into. Van Jones, from CNN. He doesn't like what's happening to the Democratic Party.
I think a lot of those sort of establishment Democrats are starting to feel finally more comfortable in speaking up and speaking out against the socialists who are, they're running all over the Democrat establishment right now.
Oh, yeah. As a little preview, and we'll get into more of it, he said something.
All right, a quick message to my friends on the far left. Quit pooping in the Kool-Aid bowl and telling us that the turds are ice cubes. They're not ice cubes, and I don't want to talk about it.
Well, that's pretty to the point there, Van. Dang.
Yes. That'll be fun to get into that. And apparently people, according to Don Lemon, are coming up to him all the time, almost begging him to run for president.
Okay. Go for it, Don.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah. It would be a whole lot of fun for us if he would actually do that. So, yeah, I'm all about it. You know what? I think I should probably bring this up when Robbins isn't here because he's always telling me the ADD that you have, that you were diagnosed with, is real.
Oh, yeah.
So I happen to see a story, as we're looking around at stories today, talking about here are different signs of adult ADHD that often go unnoticed. And it mentions like internal restlessness. Like you're not bouncing off the walls, but you have a racing brain. Sometimes you're physically uncomfortable sitting still, or you need to switch positions, or feel a frantic need to be doing something even when relaxing.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Time blindness. Lack an innate sense of time. You might severely underestimate how long a task takes, resulting in habitual lateness. Or hyperfocus on a project and lose hours without realizing it. Uh-oh.
Guilty.
Oh, yes. All over. It's like one thing after another. Sensory overload. This missing different body cues. Like it just like a need to go to the bathroom. Like you got to take a whiz. It doesn't happen until it's like a desperate thing. Like, I got to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, okay. So I didn't want to give Scott the satisfaction of saying, okay, maybe this is real after all. I don't know. We'll get to the Van Jones thing. It's pretty entertaining. It's quite the rant. Coming up in just a few right here. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins on vacation back in just a couple of days. David, I know you had a story about trans stats.
Yeah, in Oregon, from the Wall Street Journal today. In Oregon, check this out. 1 in 65 girls received a transgender-related clinical diagnosis between 2016 and 2023.
Whoa, that's more than the national average by a lot.
Yeah, 1 in 240 girls received hormones.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Kids in Oregon were almost 20 times more likely than kids in Mississippi to have gender dysphoria diagnoses.
Social contagion.
Yeah, right. This is not a naturally occurring thing.
No. I don't know what they would say to that. Probably something to the effect of, well, they're just more comfortable coming out.
Right.
In Mississippi, you would be shamed for that because it's very unloving. I'm sure we'd hear some sort of nonsense.
Well, the whole trans thing, especially with the kids, that does tend to be a project of affluence more than the opposite.
That's what the studies show. And I've seen a number of lawsuits, and from the news reports, there are a ton out there of detransitioners saying, how could a medical establishment do this to me? I was a confused kid, and they took advantage of me. It's really disgusting. I mentioned Van Jones from CNN. We had some fun with Van Jones over time.
Oh, for sure.
He's very frustrated right now because he feels like his political party is being taken over by the Democratic Socialists. And on his Substack, we don't have time to play all of it, but a good portion of it, just to give you an idea, he starts out saying a bunch of stuff that I think most of us would say, well, I don't agree with that, your stance on this. But then he gets to the Democratic Socialists or the Marxist part of it.
All right, guys, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest. I am tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party, my party, telling us that in order for us to be progressives, we now have to believe ideas and support ideas that are completely nuts. I am a progressive Democrat. In other words, everything that's good in our party, I believe in, have believed in for a long time. Do I want universal health care, Medicare for all, whatever you want to call it? Absolutely. If you are sick, you should be able to go see a doctor. That's a good idea. I want free education for everybody as long as they want to keep learning. I think that's a good idea. The Green New Deal, I'm the author of the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal is my phrase from my first book in 2008. There's nobody more committed to criminal justice reform than me, ecological solutions, the whole deal. These are our ideals as progressives.
Right, which I would say is nuts.
Yes.
But then he's going to get to the real nuts.
We should fight for them. We need them now more than ever. But what does that have to do with supporting Hamas? What does that have to do with putting up candidates who say we should have no police, no prisons, we can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder, Israel shouldn't exist? These are terrible ideas. These are awful ideas. Where did these ideas even come from? If we want people to join this party, when people come to the party, you want to give them a wonderful punch bowl of wonderful ideas like this. Who is putting the poop in the punch bowl? Bruh. Why are these ideas in our punch bowl? These are regressive ideas. How do you know? Look at the ideas on this side. If you lived in a world where everybody could see a doctor when they got sick, even if they didn't have a penny in their pocket, if everybody could get an education as far as their learning and desire could take them, if everybody had clean air and clean water, if you didn't have ICE running around hurting people for no reason, would that be a good world or a bad world? It'd be a great world. We need to progress toward that world. That's called progress. That's called progressive.
No, we've always said those are really actually bad ideas. Really bad. But then you get to the devastating ideas.
Now, if you lived in a world where there were no police and no prisons, so that in your neighborhood, any gang member, terrorist, pedophile, Klan member could do whatever they wanted to.
Pedophile? Now forget it, he's rolling.
Is that progress or regress? If you lived in a world where we said, well, you can be a terrorist if you want to, as long as you feel oppressed, and anybody can get blown up at any time and people will make excuses for it. Is that a better world? Is that progress? Or is that regressing to a lawless, chaotic state? If we lived in a world where people could literally get elected to office with the only qualification being that they went and celebrated a mass murder of Israelis, if all elected officials celebrated mass murders, is that a better world or a worse world? These are not progressive ideas.
Okay. And this part is cracking me up.
Okay.
Because your party's allowed it to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're nothing but cowards that won't stand up to these people from the get-go. You were trying to use them. Oh, that's just that they're a little fringy, but they help us get votes, blah, blah, blah. Now you've got a real problem. Such a problem that apparently people are begging Don Lemon to run for president.
Don Lemon?
Yes, that was a separate story. Don Lemon, former CNN, he's saying, yeah, it's true. I'm really thinking about it because I think I'd be a good president. He's doing a sit-down. I don't even know who these people are, man and a woman. And this is just part of it.
You have political ambition? Is that true?
No, but people keep asking me if I'm running for president. And I don't know, I might. I'm serious. I don't know. I might because people keep asking me to do it or if I'm going to do it.
Please.
And I look around, and I see the folks who are, possibly in the running. And some of them are impressive. Many of them, most of them are not. And it seems in this day and age you don't have to have a ton of political experience because our current president had none, and that's very obvious.
Time out a second. It does help, though, to be successful.
Right.
Like to run businesses, employ a ton of people, make profits.
And also to have a worldview that a lot of people agree with.
Yes. Don has pretty much failed.
I think that he could have done a better job if he would actually listen to people, but he doesn't. He thinks he knows everything. But I actually think I would be a really good president of the United States.
Okay, so you're being serious.
No, I'm being totally serious.
So what would it take?
For the people to want me, what it would take is if I ran a political campaign, a presidential campaign, I would like to run it, and I don't know if this is realistic or not, without having to beg for money. I would like it to be a voter, citizen-driven campaign for as much as it can be. Maybe at some point I might have to take a donation. I would rather not do that, but I would rather the people of the United States to say, that's the guy that we want. I'm going to give him $5 or $10 or something that doesn't break the bank.
Wait, I don't want donations, but I do want $5?
Yes, just that it wouldn't break the bank. That's really what I want more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And he says in the end, as we get closer to 2027 or 28, I'll decide. I don't think you can start it in 2028, dude.
Yeah, right. You gotta have. Yeah, the voting's underway in 2028.
But he said, but I have enough on my hands right now. Dude, you're not serious.
No.
Please. Now, I was thinking, and I don't like Van Jones either, but if Van Jones was saying, you know what, I'm thinking about a run. I mean, at least his version of politics, he knows, and he could debate somebody.
Yeah.
Don Lemon would get destroyed.
Oh, yeah, because Don Lemon is actually a dumb person.
Yes. Yes. Now, I think Van Jones is a lot of things. I don't think that he's dumb.
No.
I mean, he's full of baloney on a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but
I mean, he's a theater kid for sure, but Don Lemon, man, without his producers around him and writers, he's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw that. What happened again? Another one. You got an all-out brawl with parents at a girls' softball tournament in Mississippi as children are screaming and crying at this 15U tournament, and there's fighting all over the place.
And 15U, you're starting to get into scholarship territory, right? I mean,
very much so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tensions flare.
Yeah. See, multiple eyewitnesses say a fight between dueling 15U parents from Texas and Louisiana boiled over into an all-out fist fight at a so-called World Series event in Laurel, Mississippi. Children could be heard screaming. Some cried. One even took what is believed to be a cleat and threw it at a parent. Yes! It ain't a real fight until you take a shoe off and throw it at somebody.
Yeah.
Both sides are claiming the other side started it. Accusations that the tournament director went soft on Team Texas. It just goes on and on and on.
Well, hey man, you really got to mind your manners in that kind of situation, you know?
Yeah. And then you got someone on Facebook going by the name Softball Insider. Boy, that's something. Says, here's the deal. Louisiana lost the game 9-4. They talked at and berated the Texas pitcher and other Texas players a majority of the game. After the Louisiana fans continued making remarks, including calling the Texas players and fans white trash, the Texas coaches tried to have the umpires handle the situation. The umpires didn't do anything.
Oh, we'll see.
Texas won, and the Louisiana parents and coaches were waiting near the parking lot where the Texas team was parked. One mom from Louisiana, who goes, the writer saying, purple shirt lady, who was still yelling and cursing at the end, started screaming at the Texas players and their teenagers as they walked past. As the players attempted to leave, the mom followed them toward the parking lot where the player was being screamed at, her mom approaching. The Texas mom verbally confronted the other mom, and then one of the Louisiana male coaches proceeded to push the Texas mom.
Uh-oh.
And that's where it all started, and then it was on.
that is a heavy sign of disrespect going on right there. You're not going to let that stand. You want to see white trash? I'll show you white trash.
Yeah. Then you got somebody, well, hold on a second. They're replying, and absolutely not. I was there too. The Texas players kicked our bats, yelled at our girls, stuck their tongues out. Oh, no, not that.
No way.
Threw the ball in the air after every inning and on and on. Then the players talked bleep to one of our moms, and she told her to keep walking. Okay. All right. So, yeah. Pretty much any weekend, you're going to see parents fighting at one of these tournaments.
Oh, yeah. It seems like the baseball, softball universe seems to bring out some of the crazies more than other sports. Not that, I mean, certainly youth basketball has its issues. Football has its issues, but...
Let's say hockey there's a lot of those. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the summer heat. I'm not quite sure.
It's America's pastime. I don't know.
I don't know, man. But it's like every week, there's another one of these stories. Boy, we got a doozy. Speaking of Mississippi, woman driving naked with a bunch of guns.
Oh.
Nimrod's in the news. Yeah, it's a beauty. And a news update next.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
You don't need an economist to tell you your money doesn't go as far as it used to. Just buy groceries, fill up the tank, or pay a utility bill. The question is, what do you do about it? Sitting around hoping everything magically gets cheaper probably isn't much of a strategy. So before you make any big financial decisions, it's worth getting informed.
That's why you should check out Swiss America. They've been helping educate Americans about precious metals for more than 40 years, and they've put together a free report called The Secret War on Cash. When you request your copy, you get no sales pitch, no obligation, just information explaining why a lot of people are looking at ways to help protect their purchasing power over the long haul.
Learn about your options. Do it today. Call or text 800-289-2646 or visit SwissAmerica.com/MVCR for your free report. Again, that's 800-289-2646 or SwissAmerica.com/MVCR. Tell them Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins sent you. Message and data rates may apply.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins out on vacation, back a little later this week. It is true. A lot of people talk about the weight loss injections because they're effective, but talking about needles, a lot of people don't like needles at all, especially trying to give yourself a shot. And then there's the side effects that have been talked about quite a bit, and can't blame anybody for wanting to stay away from those. So if you're in that, in that boat where you'd like to lose some significant weight but don't want the rest of it, there is a product called Lean, and it's worked for a whole lot of people.
Yeah, it's a weight loss supplement. You take 3 of the capsules with breakfast, and you're off and running. It works like the shots, but again, no needles, no prescriptions, no refrigeration needed, all that kind of stuff. It supports your body to lose weight and keep that weight off. And Lean is not for somebody who just needs, to lose a couple of pounds before the big class reunion or whatever. They even say, hey, if you're in that boat, just move more and eat less. All right. This is for people who need to lose some serious weight, 10 pounds or more. And if you're interested in that, let's get you started. 20% off plus free rush shipping. Go to takelean.com and use promo code MVCR to take advantage of that. That's code MVCR at takelean.com.
All right. Before we get to our naked Nimrod, we got a news update.
Yeah. An illegal alien murderer highlighted by President Trump's campaign in 2024, is now suing President Trump. He won $75.5 million, naturalization to the country, and an apology. Because I was embarrassed. It belittled me. It shattered my dignity and what I was as a person. So this guy, 27 years old, in March 2024, he shot and killed Grand Rapids resident Ruby Garcia with an illegal handgun before dumping her body on US 131 and fleeing in her car. And he was arrested 2 days later, confessed to the crime.
Mm-hmm.
He's currently serving a minimum of 39 years in prison. And he entered the country illegally, but initially was well protected by DACA.
Okay.
Yeah. But now he wants an apology because President Trump highlighted him during the campaign. No.
Of course not. Is that going to go anywhere before it's thrown out?
I don't think so. I think that's going to get laughed out of court.
I would hope so, yes. All right, we got to get to Nimrods. This is a doozy.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrods in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrods in the News, just the way this reads. A completely naked Mississippi woman was driving erratically in a car containing marijuana and illegally modified firearms when she was pulled over late last night. During the traffic stop in the town of Ellisville, less than 5,000 people, police discovered that Caitlin Maxwell, who's 22, this is the way it reads, was unencumbered by any clothing.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, she's naked. And alone in the 2017 Dodge Challenger she was driving, reeked of pot and appeared under the influence. So a search of the vehicle turned up a Glock at her feet, another Glock wedged between the passenger seat and the center console. In the trunk, they found a third Glock and 2 ARs, one of which appeared to have been outfitted with a switch that would make it fully automatic. So she was arrested on an assortment of felony and misdemeanor counts. She's locked up, what was it, $35,000 bond. During police questioning, Maxwell said, yes, my boyfriend, 24-year-old Sean Cooley, that used a 3D printer to make the switches.
Oh, come on, man.
Uh-oh. So that a subsequent search of Cooley's residence resulted in his arrest for possession of machine gun conversion devices and the seizure of a small arsenal, which I'm looking at right now. Yeah, that's serious stuff. Put it mildly, they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And that's Nimrods in the News.